If you see me wearing a black beanie at this point, just know this is a serious topic, okay? So you feel like a bitch. Yeah, I said it. You clicked on this video because you feel like a bitch. You've been feminized in your Western society and you're looking for ways to find your inner self and be more masculine. So you go on YouTube and you search for different ways to be masculine, but then you get confused with terms like purpose, hitting one's frame, how to be the whole red pill community, and you don't know what to do. And the purpose of this video is just to give you the basics and you fully understand what masculinity is. Because I remember being 14 years old trying to understand masculinity. I got fucking lost in the plethora of videos like Alpha M and others just telling me what masculinity is, like sitting with your legs open, and I'm like, no, what? How can masculinity be like sitting in your leg open and having your open body language and shit? So let's start the video off with something weird. Whenever I come upon the topic like masculinity, I always envision Kratos, the god of war. Not the younger one, God, he's crazy. I mean the older one, because he kinda embodies all the traits of what a masculine man should be. And we're gonna kind of use him as our shining example in this video. So this video is gonna cover three things: the basic things like masculinity, the definition of masculinity and femininity, what is purpose and how to find your purpose, and giving you like the masculine traits that you can adopt so you can like walk, so you can go on in life and feel and be more masculine than going through life and feeling like there's something missing in you, because I've definitely felt it. So let's define masculinity through my lens of understand. So my definition of masculinity is, let's visualize a mountain. The storm hits, the floods come, mountain is still standing, right? Masculinity is consistency, or as I like to say, it's stillness. It doesn't change as much, it only changes a little bit, but masculinity is just consistency. You being consistent with everything that you do, either it's physically, emotionally, and mentally, right? That's what masculinity is, just consistency in all endeavors of life. If you want to get physically strong, your masculine imperative is to show up at the gym every day, becoming big and strong, right? That's you just being masculine. You're consistent in what you want to achieve. And like Kratos, right, is kind of like that in a weird fucking way. Like, do you ever, the only times that I've seen like Kratos be not Kratos is when like his son is being threatened, or like it's dire situations where he has to like release his Spartan rage and go like then like charge it. He never changes his mood. You never see him have emotional outbursts. He only has those when it's absolutely necessary. But then 9 times out of 10 he's just there, stoic and big and strong and kind of sexy. This definition of masculinity kind of perfect ties into femininity, which is ever changing, right? Since we gave the definition of masculinity just being still like this as a rock, we're gonna give femininity is the exact opposite. I like to view femininity as weather or nature, right? Weather is never ever fucking consistent. It's always changing, right? We could read the weather app, we could see what's gonna come, but then weather could be like, fuck you, I'm gonna do my own thing, right? It's gonna just change. So femininity is always changing. Like a girl could be happy at one point and could be sad at one point in a matter of seconds, right? And that's her being in a feminine way. The way femininity and masculinity come and complement each other is that when, like, this is a concept in the book where the superior man like David did it, is like, if your woman, right, is negative towards you, right, the way you respond is kind of like the way it changes how she is. Like, let's say your girlfriend, if you have one, which you don't, trust me, let's say you have an imaginary girlfriend and she is angry at you for some reason. Most feminine motherfuckers would also get angry at her for being mad, and then now y'all are just blue ticking each other, not even talking to each other anymore. So what the masculine men would do is that they would combat with her negativity by being loving and caring and being fun and bubbly and like trying to change her mood to make her happy. So masculinity is stillness and femininity is ever changing, and the way they complement each other is like this, right? So that's what the definition of masculinity is that you are always consistent in every endeavor you choose to get in, either it's mentally, physically, or emotionally. The other foundation of masculinity, or like the second segment of this video, is purpose. I remember I remember the other day I was watching a podcast talking about biblical masculinity, and they were like, the lack of faith and purpose is bad. It's overall bad. So like, and this is heavily mentioned in so many areas of like, this is the one most consistent thing in the topic of masculinity, the finding of purpose. If you don't have purpose, you're not being masculine. Like that's like no brainer or some shit, right? The definition of masculinity can change in the way you perceive it, but the one thing that's very consistent in this topic, like in the red pill masculinity or biblical masculinity, is purpose. Like that's the one fundamental thing they agree upon, is having a purpose. And so the funny thing about purpose, if you look for it, it will find you. The way you can find your purpose, right? The purpose is something that just makes you fulfilled. You know, you feel just you just have fun doing it, bro. Like this other quote I heard: "Do something that's work to others, but that it's play to you." Above, he said that, and that is when you have found your actual purpose. You're actually having fun by doing the fucking work, bro. Like, man, you just feel so happy waking up and just doing the work. Like perfect, like an example, right, is me. I have deep enjoyment by just sitting down and just talking to you about a topic that I found very interesting this week. Like I think I found my purpose. The way I found this was quite long and tedious, but here's the short way for you. Number one is try a lot of fucking things, bro. Like do a lot of things, right? Because that's when you can actually filter what you like and what you don't like. By you trying out a lot of things, you then filter out the things that you like and that you don't like. Oh fuck, man, the sunlight's gone. Now I look like a ashy white gold. And then like the second step to this is ask yourself, if I had 2 hours per week to do the same thing that I found enjoyment in, would I do it? And if the answer is no, then you probably not found the thing that you want to do. And then if you found the thing that if you had 2 hours a day, would you do this thing? And if your answer is oh yes, then bro, you found your fucking purpose. Now just dedicate every ounce of your life towards that thing, and sure, after like you've reached like the pinnacle of that purpose, it starts to develop to something else, and then the layer gets deeper and deeper and deeper with it, bro. Like it gets severely fucking deep. We're gonna discuss now the traits of masculine men. Number one is the reason why I mentioned purpose before this is because now we're gonna make your life directed towards your purpose. 90% of your life must be like aimed towards achieving the goals centered around your purpose. As you discovered your purpose, now your life must be mostly directed towards achieving that purpose, right? Let's say you fell upon the purpose of you want to become the best, basketball player of all time. So most of your life will be directed to basketball and becoming the best basketballer of all time. You're gonna have to like kind of cut off a lot of things in your life that are kind of detracting from your purpose. So that means you're gonna have a very relentless training schedule. Maybe you train in the morning, you're gonna train in the evening after school or work. You're gonna have to like not go out. You're gonna have to articulate your diet. You're gonna have to, learn a lot about basketball and how to become a better player, right? So you're gonna like that's the number one trait of masculine men. They kind of cut off everything else that's not aligned to the purpose. So the other masculine trait is responsibility. I've noticed upon that masculine men like to take upon responsibility in helping other people, and society kind of like calls them misogynistic, egotistic, arrogantistic, and That being said, is that if you want to become more masculine, the trait that you can have is becoming more responsible for others. Like being responsible for others and people in your life, and mostly and also yourself. If you see someone who's suffering and who's close to you, it's your responsibility to try to help them as best as you can without harming yourself, obviously. But and then like the more responsibility that you garner, the more respect you kind of have for yourself, because you're like, okay, I'm responsible for this person and this person and this person. I have to take care of them. And if you do that successfully, you kind of have more respect for yourself. And then you have an imperative to work harder on yourself. So those are the two like masculine traits that are common in like masculine men. Like I hope this video has helped you in some way or shape or form, because like bro, it took me fucking 3 days to like research about this shit and like find like the common denominators about this and give them to you in the most simplistic form ever. Like it doesn't come with any like aim to like, oh, you pick my side and oh, women are bad. No, I'm like saying like this video is just there to help you become more masculine and understand masculinity on a level that's very helpful. So if you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Go take a family portrait, and yeah, goodbye.